Last time I tried to do an SSX commentary, I ended up getting interrupted for Mission Impossible. So now, I can finally talk about the game that I've been waiting for 10 long goddamn years for. Now let me say this. I loved SSX Tricky, I loved SSX 3. Easily some of the greatest casual fun you can have in a video game. So when EA Sports decided to bring this motherfucker back, I was very hesitant because I didn't know if they were going to stay true to the roots of the game or if they were going to butcher this motherfucker with some odd ass bullshit. Now luckily, it's nostalgic enough like the original games and it feels just like the old game. The music is updated, and actually they brought back their version of Tricky. They also allow you to import your own music, so that's what you guys are hearing in the background. That's not game music, that's my own motherfucking music. Maps look fine, the moves are back to crazy shit, the characters are back, although in their own odd version and shit like that. They also added a new control system, but thank fuck they allowed us to go back to the original control setup from years ago, otherwise I'd be completely fucked. I love the old layout, man, so it's nice to be able to get back into that shit. So, thank you EA Sports for making me feel 10 years younger or 10 years older once I realized how much time has passed since I played this motherfucker. But there are some flaws in this game, and what video of mine wouldn't be complete without a good old-fashioned rant about what's wrong? You know, that's like a porn star without breast implants. No matter how good the video is without them, my rants and titty implants always make that shit more enjoyable. So without further ado, where did SSX Deadly Descents fuck up? First big mistake, they released this shit at the end of February. Now, I'm a snowboarder. I've been a snowboarder. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to be going on a snowboarding trip in a little bit over a week from now. I'll be out West Coast and shit like that having some fun. But when I snowboard, my season is from like late November, if I'm lucky, if there's good snow, all the way to the middle of March. They released this motherfucker at the end of February. On top of that, this was just a horrible year on the East Coast for snow. I mean, we didn't have shit. I mean, February and March, it was like fucking springtime outside, 50, 60, 70 degrees. There was no goddamn snow on the mountain. So when you release this shit at the end of February, you're kind of missing the whole fucking season. This should have been released at least November, maybe December, and even January. So they missed the whole boat on the season up in this motherfucker. Next problem I have with this game, and this came from all the previous games, they used to have two events that I used to love. They had the Big Air competition and the Super Pipe. Now, obviously, those shits were incredibly easy to do, and they're very easy to win. So they're probably like, you know what, this shit is too fucking easy. The problem is, the game only has two modes. It has a race mode, and it has the trick mode. And the trick mode is what you guys are watching right now. So with only two modes, there really isn't anything that you feel like you're doing in this game. It's just, okay, I'm playing a race, or I'm doing tricks. Like, seriously, is there anything else up in this motherfucker? On top of that, they don't have this open world exploration option that they used to have. Back in the day, you could just pick a map, pick a course, and just run the motherfucker. No race, no tricking, no worrying about enemies and all that stupid shit. You just went and explored the map. You found the shortcuts, you found the cool jumps, you found all the collectibles and shit like that. They don't have that in this game. Basically, you have to pick a race, or you have to pick a trick, and basically you run the whole course that way. There's no just, I feel like exploring, let me do that shit. No exploration at all in this game, and I really miss that bullshit. But the biggest functionality to me that's been missing that was in all the other games was the knockdowns. When you raced, or even when you did the tricks, you could turn around and punch a motherfucker in the head. I can't do that when I ride. I want to. I want to knock the shit out of some skiers and some assholes when I'm on the fucking slope. But in this game, you're able to knock a motherfucker over. And when you knock them down, you got full tricky and all that shit. So I'm like, yeah, I want to knock people down. So I was like, man, I'm really missing that shit. Now granted, you can get away with it in this game, and the game is so fast that you rarely end up next to the computer, or you rarely end up next to an opponent. So it's not really necessary, but it would have been nice to fucking have just to be able to punch a motherfucker on the slope. And the reason why I think that's missing is because of the final thing that I think EA really dropped the ball on. There is no traditional multiplayer suite. What they have, for those who aren't familiar with it, is basically you race against your friends' times. That's it. That's all they have. It's like they have a ghost run of what your friends did, and you compete against that. Even in the online portion, all they have is you have to set up, you have to finish in a certain time frame, and you get XYZ amount of money. Now, I'm fine with that part of it, but you need to be able to play with some friends, man. I don't mind facing against other people's best times or winning money against this XYZ trick score, whatever the fuck. I don't mind that shit. But I want to be able to play with all my buddies that have been dying to play this game for years. I mean, they don't even have two-player mode in this motherfucker. Basically, it's just you and the mountain. That's it. And you know what? With this current generation of consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, and even PC and all that, the big appeal is online multiplayer. That's the big appeal in every game now. You look at every top game. Call of Duty, Uncharted, Halo, Gears of War, even fucking Mass Effect, which was an RPG to the core, said, you know what? We need a traditional multiplayer where friends can at least team up and be a party and shit like that. why the fuck was that not added in SSX? I have no fucking idea. You know, I'll be honest. I'd love to punch some of my friends in their face. I know they're gonna be the ones that dislike the video over that shit. No, but seriously, wouldn't you just like to punch a motherfucker in the forehead? I mean, that's what I wanted in this game. I wanted to be able to knock my buddy down, Mr. Sulu. Hey, Sulu, come here. Block him in his head. Hey, Hatred, come here. Knock him on his ass. That's the kind of shit that I wanted. I don't know how EA missed the whole point of that. And the funny thing is, EA is known for their competitive multiplayer. From Madden to Need for Speed to FIFA, you name it, they've added games with multiplayer. How did they miss that on SSX? I don't know. I don't know why it was missed, but you know what? It really was needed. If any game needed a multiplayer, this was the game that they could have had probably the most fun with it, but whatever. They dropped the ball on that one. I still love the game. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy playing this, and I'm going to continue to play this motherfucker and put up some high-ass scores, but I really do miss the multiplayer. That would have extended life on this game almost infinitely. So anyway, that's my rant on snowboarding, and like I said, I'm going to be snowboarding my ass off in just a little bit over a week. So I might have some actual footage from you guys from the mountain that I'll be on and shit like that. So I might combine a couple of videos. We'll see what I do in this motherfucker. So anyway, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit, and I'll see you guys in the next SSX video.